like that. It's my fault. I ain't gonna lie. Like throughout this, like my posting journey, I'm trying to find a place where I can actually like experience things and then come and talk about them. So I'm not just talking about something I don't know. You feel me? And it's like I can actually come to y'all and explain y'all my experience, how things have happened. So I ain't using it as an excuse, but you know, we back with another one today. So appreciate it, bro. So today I wanted to talk about how to include Christ in everything. And this means everything, every single solitary that you could think or name of. And my first point to this one is keeping your eyes on God. Because I know we all temporarily walk around or hang out with our friends or go play a game or do something, and Christ is not on our mind, bro. If we being real, Christ is not on our mind, bro. At least for me. Like when I'm out playing a game, I'm cussing, screaming, raging, all types of. When I'm out with some dudes and they're not followers themselves, they tend to lead me away in a way. And it makes me not keep my eyes on them. And one way that I have found when I do have like my best days, when I do feel the most closest to him, is when I go throughout my day. Every single time it becomes available in my mind, I'm thinking about Christ. I'm thinking about what would he say. I'm thinking about what would he do. I'm thinking about scripture. I'm thinking about what he himself did in different stories. And I feel like if we're always going through life focusing on Christ and what he would do, when he would do it, how he would do it, I feel like we'll be so much more righteous than we actually are now. And that's powerful to me. And the next one is knowing scripture. I feel like after reading Genesis, I'll put the one up here, put the little where I was reading it at, but in Genesis, I believe 30, it was talking about when Satan was leading Jesus out into the forest to be tempted by the devil. Or I'm sorry, he was led out the forest to be tempted by Satan. And Satan actually used scripture against Jesus as if he didn't know it, to get him to jump off and commit suicide and do bad things to himself. And after reading that, I was like, listen, bro, if he is tempting Jesus with that, do you know how like scary that is for us? I don't know if you're like me and you're just recently in your faith, like a year or two or so, but bro, I know some scripture, but a lot of it, like, us as a collective need to pay attention to who we get our articulation from, who we receive scripture from. Because if you're on social media or you're listening to the wrong pastor, or if you're talking to the wrong person, they can be that false idol, that false prophet, that false preacher, and they could use that false scripture against you and make you flip your mind. And I think I've talked about this stuff in a past video, but yeah, we have to know our scripture, bro. Because like I'm going throughout the day, and let's say I have a real bad problem with cussing at the moment, and we all are believers, so we all struggle. Don't act like y'all don't struggle with nothing. But bro, I cuss a lot. Not a lot, but like, you know, I cuss a lot. I'm trying to figure out and do better. And one thing that prevents me is every time I'm about to say a cuss word, I developed it in my mind to where every time I think about saying a cuss word, I think about the scripture. And it's in Romans 3:10, where it says, I actually wrote it down in my Bible. So the verse I'm talking about is Romans 3:13, not 10. It's saying, their throat is an open tomb, which their tongues practice deceit, and the poison of an asp is under their tongue. And their mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. And I had to depict and actually look up what the definition and the difference is between cursing and cussing. Cursing somebody is actually like putting a curse on somebody, saying like, I hope you fall down the stairs. I'm wishing something negative on you. To where cussing is, you know, actually saying a swear word that's swearing somebody or saying something negative, a word with a negative connotation behind it, even if it's stupid or something like that, which is funny. But Yeah. So knowing my scripture has helped me with that. Knowing my scripture has helped me with lust. Anytime I look at a woman any type of way, I try to remember certain verses that lead me away from that, to where my eye is always on his word, which ultimately leads me to have my eye on him. And my next point is making sure we surround ourselves with God's people. And I'm not talking about, well, everybody's God's people. If you're a believer or not, you are part of his people, believe it or not. But people who actively follow him, not the people who just say that they follow him. I'm talking about followers who are in the scripture, followers who want a connection with him, who build a connection, and who actually work on it, and who share openly about their experiences with it. If you were around those people, bro, I promise you it'd make such a difference in your life. Like I couldn't even explain it to you. Even if you weren't a believer and all you hung around was believers, you're naturally inclined to believe. Trust me, like you gonna hear some facts from the Bible, because the Bible is the truth, and you gonna want to switch your whole mindset around. So if you're around people and you're constantly talking about him, how great he is, being appreciative together, listening to the same music, the holy music, the worship music, the rap, whatever it is, bro, like that has a natural inclinity to build your relationship with him as you were building it with others. And on top of that is being aware of your surroundings. Know who you are with, know where you're at, because us as humans naturally put ourselves in places to be tempted. Like me, for sake, I'll go hang out with some females as friends, and I be knowing they be liking me. Like, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I be knowing, and it's like I'm just setting myself up, because what if I fall to temptation? What if I fall to lust? And of course, in my head, I'm just thinking about it as a friend, but it's putting yourself in certain situations, like going to a party. Even though you say you're not gonna drink, even though you say you're not gonna smoke, like, bro, let's be real. What do you go to a party for? To listen to music? To just see your friends smoke and drink? Like, you might be a people watcher like me, but at the same time, you're taking in the music, you're taking in the energy, you're taking in the smoke that they puffing out in the air. Like, you would naturally incline to sin if that is your surroundings. And that's why it's so important to be aware of who you are around and where you're at, and making sure you don't put yourself in a situation to be tempted, because we are naturally inclined to want to sin. We are naturally inclined to think evil, because that's what happened after Eve ate that fruit. And sadly, that's just how our minds work, bro. So you need to look to God anytime you feel any type of negative emotion, any single emotion. Trust me, bro, that right there will build your faith to a whole nother level. Trust me. And yeah, that's all I got for today. Stay blessed by the best. Peace.